We are back. Man, I'm so happy that I have the chance to do this. Yeah, I didn't eat anything, but I went out for a walk and I got to look around. Found some interesting restaurants that I'd like to try. Yeah, definitely one of these days. I don't know. There were a bunch of restaurants I wanted to try last year too that I never got around to. It's just, I really need to start bringing my tablet with me and start working while I'm here, like during my break. But yeah, it's starting to get kind of more overcast, so I've been home before it starts raining. I don't think it will anytime soon, but it's going in that direction. Yeah, I keep getting paranoid every time I leave my bike that it's going to get stolen, even though it's chained up. It should be unstealable, but yeah, not even the phone holder has been stolen yet, and that's not really restrained. But like, I don't know, any people look close enough to realize that it's stealable. And it's only like $15 now. Bikes are common to steal because they're just so easy to do. You can just find them lying around and just take it. It's just, yeah, I'm surprised the amount of time I see people like leave their bikes out, like completely untouched around here. I saw like a really expensive e-bike outside of Wendy's a couple of months back. I think it might have been last year. But yeah, I was just kind of taken aback by it. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, I passed by some escape rooms and I was kind of looking at it and I'm just like, might take my girlfriend there. Might be fun. Like, just like tiny house of errors. I'm just like, I don't know, how fun are those? Like, I don't know what to expect out of them. Like, it wasn't there last year, so I'm kind of interested. And I feel like the escape room thing has been a growing phenomenon in the past decade, because I swear I never heard of it like back in the day, but my family supported it. Okay. One of these days we should stop by Rally's, because I always it was like a top tier fast food chain back in the day, but always hated the location. I don't like driving there, so maybe like a bike and then just stopping and eating there might be more ideal. Where is it? Yeah, I think we passed it already. Yeah, I need to stop thinking about food so much. Yeah, another thing we need is probably like a better microphone, because I've watched some of the streams back and I've noticed that I can't always hear what I'm saying. I always look both ways, and it seems like nobody else seems to. The world revolves around them. Okay. I spent a bunch of money on short, so I'm not sure I really want to spend much money on food right now. Honestly, what I would want is to just have, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would want. Woo! I think we'll stop here and take a couple of photos. Did you ever another bike rack over here? Oh no, it's over there. Was that a consumer bit? I think it was. Will they have music tonight? still live? Yep. We might come back later tonight. We'll see. Nope, I'm good. It's a little bit windy today. I somehow really doubt that, but okay. Well, it seems like I'm getting enough exercise at least. Obviously, I need to incorporate more stretching, but I gotta do better. Once I do that, Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't why I wasn't getting a ton of viewers. So the hours were wrong then. I did come out at a weird time. It's like, yeah, I left at like what, noon? Yeah, I think I had a lot more success, a lot more viewership with the 3 o'clock one. I don't know. I think I prefer the early morning. I think going forward, I'm gonna try to do that, like to go out and bike first, like immediately. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like doing it around noon. Just in the afternoon or in the morning, I think is preferable to me. But yeah, I wanted to go out like as early as possible today, and I just didn't because I decided to do that Yoshi video instead. Oh man, we have to get home and man, we haven't made our videos yet. Shit, well, we're almost there. Get it at 20 minutes. Yeah, we have plenty of time, but it's like, yeah, I take so much time to unwind that like I get kind of frustrated when like I realize that I'm way behind for the day. I had a real car. I had a. Yeah, that's what happened today. Is that I woke up like fairly early, like 8:30, and then I was just like doing social media stuff in bed. For like a couple of hours, and then I made the video. It just, yeah, I could not get going. I mean, I've been doing a bit better lately, but yeah. Yeah, I think my days of staying up all night are behind me. Like, I need to have a more normal schedule going forward. Like, everything's paid for, so. Yeah, that's the angle they're going with, yeah. Because nothing else worked, right? I mean, they tried going on about the price point. Nobody cared, especially when, like, Xbox and PlayStation raised their price points. You know, they tried complaining about the exclusive. Nobody cared. They tried complaining about, like, Pokemon. No one cares. They tried downplaying Pokepia and Tennis Fever, and those became huge hits. You know, they tried downplaying third-party games, and that didn't happen. So, now they're just going with the whole default of just like, oh, it's just for kids. And I feel like the instant that's no longer considered like a massive like deal breaker for a lot of people. Yeah, the entire growth is gonna collapse. Because I said this in my video, like, we saw the same thing happen when Yoshi's Island came out, right? We saw people spurging out about it because of how it was supposedly like a child kiddie game. And of course that one went on to become a classic, but all that did was just lead people to like start downplaying story and all the other Yoshi games that would come out since. Because Yoshi games haven't really changed that much. You know, you can complain about the structure and the tone and like the actual game all you want, but like the tone has always been fairly consistent. So. I'm not sure. Are there any Lone Star ticks in my area? I think there might be. So I gotta watch out for that shit if I want to keep eating meat. Yeah, and I imagine the whole "it's for kids" cope isn't going to survive the game actually coming out. And honestly, I don't even think it's going to survive the fact that it's not being talked about during the. It's not going to survive not being talked about during a Nintendo Direct because like that's typically how normies like have been downplaying like Nintendo games this year. Is that they immediately just go like, "Oh yeah, that's not a big announcement," and then just move on. Um, Having it relegated to like Nintendo Today instead is actually a really smart move because the game is still getting marketed. It's still out there. People are still talking about it, but like grifters like Arlo are having a big problem in like when it comes to downplaying them because like if they do a reaction to like the trailer and like try to downplay it, like it'll just come off as fake. Like the only way they can like gaslight people into thinking they're actual fans is by like lumping these kind of announcements in with like other major announcements. So typically what would happen is that you would get one really well-received announcement at a Direct, and then like everything else would go ignored. And now we're kind of moving past that, where Nintendo is directly marketing upcoming games like to consumers, and there's just not a whole lot that the community can do to gaslight them. Yeah, they came out full force to downplay Yoshi, and it's just like, well, okay, but like Tamagotchi Life just came out, and you downplayed that too, you know? Like Pragmata just came out, and you're not talking about the Switch version of that. It's like there are plenty of Switch 2 games coming out, and the console's obviously doing well, but like you're not seeing the masses talk about it really. And honestly, I've been like playing less games over the past couple of weeks because like I've just decided to focus more on the books and like biking and personal stuff. You know, it's just like I'm just not gaming as much right now. I'll probably start again when it gets cold, but yeah, I'm taking a bit of a break from like the the workday streams. So that's my thing at work. You know, like I want to work, I want to do well at work. But like, I don't want to work all the time, you know? It's just, I'm very thankful I can just kind of stop streaming if I feel like it, instead of feeling obligated to like just endlessly stream all the time. Like, I don't understand like why like employers like force you to come in near constantly. Like, I'm not interested in doing that. Like, I'll work when I want to work, and that's it. Like, I'm not going to do more than that. Is this where the library is? Is that it? I think it is it. I think you can see it from here, actually. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. I'm just like, is it the library? I don't know how you would bike there from here. That might be cool to do. Kind of walk on a bike. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the past year has been like one of my best years ever, just because like of all the money I saved up, all the money I'm making, like all the books I've written, all the things I've done over the past 5 years. And yet, like, nobody really cares, now do they? Because, you know, I released that statement a while back talking about how I'm bigger than Markiplier. And people just got, like, upset about it. Like, how dare you say that? And it's true. It's true. Yeah, so I wasn't allowed to take breaks from work, like, ever. So it's such a gratifying thing that I can, like, kind of live the lifestyle that everyone else has been, like, living all along, where I can, like, oh yeah, I can go out for a bike ride a couple of hours a day. That's like a perfectly normal thing that, like, normal people just do. But, like, I wasn't able to do it for a variety of reasons. And it's like, it's so gratifying to, like, just have this now. Yeah, Nintendo is getting clowned on hard, right? I was like, I knew Nintendo was a clown from the onset, but it's like, it's really interesting to see just how mainstream, like, thinking that is now. And, like, his views are going down, nobody cares about what he does, it's just remarkable. Go home and read Legend of the Black Heroes. Fuck's loud. And I wish I could have time to, like, writing lessons. Are they serious? Well, that'd be fun. I haven't been on a horse in forever. Jab it down, move it down, take. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know, it's so ridiculous to think of it now, but Skyward Sword was pretty hated at the time when it came out. The fact that it's considered a classic now is just kind of remarkable. again, it's very interesting because, like, if you were around during the 2000s, you knew, like, how wildly contested Zelda was. And, like, you were being told that, like, games like Fable, Halo, Dead Space, Mass Effect were all, like, outperforming Zelda. They were all way bigger and better than Zelda. And, like, it just wasn't true. Like, even in their prime, that wasn't true. And, it's so nice to see that, like, it's becoming more understood. Ouch. My butt kind of hurts. We're almost there, but man, I am worn out. But yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild and Tears are going through the same process, right? Where people are shitting on them, saying they're not very good, and yet, like, the reality of it is, like, Breath of the Wild is almost a decade old, and it's still quite a bit more popular than, I would say, pretty much any open world game since The Witcher 3. People love to say The Witcher 3 is bigger than it, but, like, what you have to understand about that is that they keep putting it on sale for, like, $5. And it never got cool. So, I mean, it's like with the Pokemon thing. Like, you're not really competing with, like, individual releases. You're competing with the brand. Like, you're just not going to compete against the Zelda brand. And I think we're kind of in an interesting period now, because, like, the narrative for decades was that, like, Anoma was ruining Zelda, and it was secretly, like, Kuzumi who was behind everything good about it back in the day. But now that, like, we're seeing, like, new talent, like, start to take over, like, there's going to be this weird shift, and I really don't believe, like, the culture around hating Zelda is going to survive the shift. Like, that's, yield to what? There's no one here. It's a roundabout, but on a bike trail. Yield to what? Okay. Yeah, Witcher is dead, yeah. Like, I think it's only glazed today. Like, it's kind of the new Ultima, honestly. Where people glaze it because it's seen as, like, the cool, mature, like, PC RPG, but it just wasn't as good as Zelda, it never was. Like, I went so far as to read the books to, like, so I could call those shit, too. Yeah, I'm very glad to see, like, The Witcher fall off, and it'll probably take a string of bad releases before the video game IP is considered dead, and hopefully, like, Witcher 4 and, like, the remake of the original kind of solidifies that. Because the problem they have is that they just don't have any more material to work with. There was a reason why they didn't move on from Witcher 3. Because they knew that, like, there was just no more material to adapt, and there was just nothing more they could do. It was just a flash in the pan success, and they just weren't able to, like, build their brand properly after that. Okay, we're in the parking lot. Well, we're on the trail. Yeah, my butt is aching. I might have to take tomorrow off. Because if I'm in this much pain. Yeah, my hand is, like, cramping up, and I wasn't even using my hands. So. What IP has outlived Nintendo IPs? Pretty much nothing, honestly. Like, right now, we're just, we're in that period where you have people who grew up with Skyrim, who grew up with Souls, who grew up with, Witcher. Like, you know, they think that, like, those IPs are bigger than Nintendo because, you know, back when they first came out, they were, like, the cool, trendy game. So, like, you know, the community believes that, like, a new release will make these games, like, bigger than ever, and that they'll have some resurgence of popularity, and they'll be way bigger and better than Zelda. It's not gonna happen. That's just the reality of this industry, is that like Nintendo's lapped them several times now. Like, it's not enough for them to like surpass Breath of the Wild. They have to outdo Tears of the Kingdom. They have to outdo Echoes. They have to outdo Warriors. They have to outdo like whatever's coming out this year. Like, it's just not really doable, and that's becoming more and more apparent, I think, every console generation. Because like whenever you get into fights with like people online about whether Zelda is bigger than Witcher, it becomes this issue of just like, well, what Witcher game have you played lately? You know, it's just like, again, these people glaze Witcher so much they don't really think about what it actually is. And then Zelda fans have the opposite problem, where we like downplay literally the best video game franchise on the planet, right? Like, nothing has like endured as much and has been like as innovative as Zelda. And that's just the problem in the community now. Yeah. You know, I mean, the difference with the Elder Scrolls, people acknowledge that the Elder Scrolls is dead. You know, people acknowledge that Starfield was a failure, that Fallout 4 was a failure, that like Bethesda's been a complete disaster. Like, they're known for it at this point. So like, CD Projekt Red's a little bit different because they've put out considerably less in the past decade, and so they haven't ruin their reputation. Like, until they put their games out and they start underwhelming people, like, you're not really going to see anybody like be overly critical of them, unless you're like me and are just talking about like, you know, how it's been like 11 years since Witcher 3 and still nothing from them. You know, they're more interested in trying to sell you on this idea that Siri can be a Witcher than actually producing a good video game. And meanwhile, you know, Zelda puts out their Zelda game, you know, with Echoes of Wisdom, and it's way more better. It's way more well received. You know, it doesn't undermine Link as a character. It makes Zelda look cool as shit. You know, Echoes of Wisdom was awesome, and like nobody really had a problem with it. Anybody who tried just got laughed at by the community. People make fun of Star Fox fans. Yeah, Star Fox Zero came out in 2016. Witcher 3 came out in 2015. So that's really only a 1 year difference. And if you think about it, you know, we've gotten Starlink since, we've gotten Star Fox 2 since, we've gotten Smash Ultimate since. Like, I probably shouldn't be talking in public like this with people around, but yeah, we've gotten all these Star Fox products. Star Fox was in a $1 billion movie this year. Okay, that's bigger than like anything The Witcher has been involved with ever. Like, but Superman was Geralt. Like, nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares about that. And I think it's going to become more apparent. Like, again, this is a really good example. Like, Star Fox, as tepid as a release schedule as it always has had, it is indeed a stronger brand than The Witcher. Like, absolutely. And I think the Mario movie proves it, because like Star Fox has stayed very relevant throughout the past 30 years. You know, it like Star Fox 64 is the definitive N64 game. The N64, which of course was way more popular and successful than the PS1, and has stayed relevant since then. Because you still see N64s plugged into TVs around the country, right? Nobody has kept playing with the PS1. Yeah, the difference is like staggering, I feel like. But yeah, I probably should get going. There's too many people around, and I'm getting kind of nervous talking about this in public. So yeah, I'll be going home, making some videos, and I will see you all later. Thank you.